and good day to all my viewers. You are welcome to our podcast this week. This week is another opportunity for us to light up our pathway for us women to lead our lives the way we were meant to live. Today I have a special guest with her name is Mrs. Esther Nkemchor, and together we're going to be talking about a few things on how we can live the life that we were called and made and destined to live as Christian women. Okay, over to you, Mrs. Esther. I would like you to just meet my viewers and introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hello, viewers. My name is Mrs. Esther Nkemchor. I'm a woman on a mission. I'm a lover of God. I'm a nurse by profession. I do many things involved in society, in my community, where I make impact, and that's my passion, to make impact and make a difference in my community. I'll make it short for now. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
No, that's amazing. I like the way you said, I'm a woman on a mission. And I think that would resonate with a lot of women. We need to know that we are on a mission. Women, do you really know that you are on a mission? Okay, let's ask Esther. When did you realize that you had a mission? And how did you go about this mission?
Okay, so I relocated to the UK in 2004, and I came with two kids, age 3 and age 5. And my husband was doing a full-time job there. And I didn't know how I was going to cope financially supporting my husband. I want to do that. And also with expectation from home. You know, your daughter have relocated to UK, my siblings, my mom, everyone's looking onto me on how I can support them financially too. And so I'm thinking, if I sit there at home not doing anything, how can I achieve this? And I needed to start something. But I and my husband have to sit there and look at what we can do. And having checked the society we are, I knew I cannot leave my children to go to work without anybody looking after them. Mm-hmm. And she advised that, okay, why can't you look into maybe working in the hospital? I said, I hate hospitals. I don't like seeing blood. I was just giving excuses why I cannot work in the hospital. And I said, well, listen, baby, hospital here is not like the way it used to be in Nigeria. And there are some areas that you will work that you will not see blood. So don't even worry about that. I said, okay, let's start from me doing a part-time. I want to be there for my kids. That's very important. So what I would do is to probably look into application where I can start as part-time and see how it goes from there. So I started looking into applications, and when I look at the advertisements, oh my God, there really was none that could support me the way I wanted to be. So what do I have to do? So I looked at starting as a domestic where they have a shift where you can do 4 to 9. So, that can be really flexible. At least I can get my children from school around 3 o'clock, feed them, and then take them to my friend's place, who is my neighbor who lives nearby, so that the children can look after them till 9 o'clock when I close from work. And so we agreed on starting that. So what I want to even encourage somebody today is that when you look at your environment, when you want to evolve, you can start small. That doesn't mean that you should settle on that smallness. Start small and make progress and move forward. And that's exactly what I did. So I started as domestic for a few months. I remember one lady seeing me say, "You will not last long in this position. You just came in through here." I just laughed, She really knew that.
I think let me just hammer on something you've said there, just for our viewers' sake. See, I know you now, but I can almost not remember those days when you said you started small. I think it's important for people to know that, especially if they've relocated to a new place, that they need to assess the environment and see what they can do, because I believe there's always something that you can do in that stage. You also mentioned the fact that you looked around and you said, you found something, because there are some applications. I'm an immigrant as well. I've immigrated to the UK, and there's some applications you see that really puts you off, and say, oh, I can't do that. And because before you know it, it's easy for one to settle and say, you know what, this place is not for me. I'm just going to take whatever comes to my table, rather than going out to the field to get what you can bring into the house. So as a young mother at the time, I'm sure we're talking over 10 years ago, many years.
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years ago, yeah. As a young mother at the time, with what you were getting, with those 5 hours you were working, how did you feel? As well as you mentioned, you had family from your country of birth that was also relying on you. Did you feel the pressure? Did you feel the need to do this for your children and also for these people around you? How did you feel?
Of course, I felt the pressure to do more for them and for my children also, and also to support my husband, because I know living on one salary in this country was not easy. And so that's what I started. When I started there, I knew I was not settling for small. I know that this was the beginning of many things to come. And so I spent 6 months in that role. And then there was an opportunity again to go higher. And so I applied as a support worker. Nevertheless, I just want you to remember that before I came here, I was already a graduate. I came, I knew that I cannot use my certificate in the environment successfully, not because I didn't have a good result or a good certificate, but looking at the environment, the circumstances, looking at my family at that time, I know it would be difficult for me to fit into the system, to work in the area I was working back home. So I decided, okay, let me start and see if I can change career. And so this is where I started from. So and I applied for a support worker job. And why I liked this, why I did go for this was because it is working from 8:30 in the night to 2:30 in the morning. So it was 6 hours, but because it was in the night, I can still go, come back, have some sleep, take my children to school, bring them home, stay with them, do homework with them before I go to work. So that really worked with me. So if you're an immigrant and you've relocated to a country, find out information, look for your community, find out information from those who have lived there for a long time. They could give you guidance, help, tips that will help you to settle into that country and go into your area of profession. Many people, like you said earlier on, don't know what to do, or they just think this country is not for me because they've not made inquiries. You really have to start making inquiries, see what you can do. But you can only get that through your community. When you identify with your community who have been here for a long time, they can signpost you and direct you on where to go. So
amazing. Wow.
Identifying with your community and finding out information is a key.
Wow. I think I'm so glad I'm listening to this now, because I'm guessing and I'm very sure that our listeners and my viewers will be able to key into the premium points you are making here. I also like what you said. You said when you started with the domiciliary, the starting one, you knew it was temporary. And I think that mindset is very important, that I know is just for a season. And I'm sure that that's what inspired you to look out for the opportunities, because you mentioned 6 months later, you saw an opportunity came up and you keyed into the opportunity. You see a lot of people, my viewers listening to us today, you may stay here 1 week, you may stay in a place 1 month, 2 months, just keep in. As long as you have the right mindset, you know the door and an opportunity will open for you so that you can go to the next step. Today, all we are doing here is to encourage you to rise from where you are now, to refuse to settle and say, this is it, this is the cap, because really nobody puts the cap on you except you choose to put the cap on yourself. So Esther is sharing with us her experience of how she moved from domiciliary and then she came into support worker. I'm sure there's so much she has to share with us, but as you listen to her story, make sure you are understanding and making notes of the key points. First, she said mindset. She told herself she knew that this was just going to be temporary. I can't wait, Esther, to hear more. So tell us more. So you finished, you've done the domiciliary, you've done the support worker, and still round your children. Tell us, how did you keep on rising and progressing?
So yeah, as a support worker, like I said, I was doing a night shift, three days a week, to just help to support my family and support my children and also be there for my family. So that was okay for me. So I started there. I was enjoying, I was looking at the career progression, nursing and the other profession coming in, and I was enjoying working with these people. And I said, oh my God, let me find out if I can do this nursing. And so I started making inquiries, and I noticed that because I didn't do sciences when I was in secondary school, so I was more in the arts. So and I said, okay, I will have to retrain myself. So I went into the process of making inquiries on how I can retrain myself. So first of all, I have to start to make my mathematics, which I didn't make, I made pass with it. But when I came here, for me to apply to get a place in the university to do nursing as a profession, I need a credit. So first of all, I have to register with a college and started doing mathematics.
Oh, wow.
And then I passed it, I did the exam and got a credit on that. And then the next I said, oh, you have to do health and social care level 3 before you can progress to apply for nursing. I said, okay, not a problem, I can do it. And so I went through that stage. While I'm doing all this, I'm still working as a support worker, I'm still supporting my family. And so I retrained, went through the process, got my certificate of level 3 BTech, and then I was able to apply for nursing as a profession. Wow. And I did that for 3 years.
Wow, wow, amazing. This is premium. First of all, I was to say congratulations and well done for your resilience. You see, viewers, I don't know if you've picked all the things she was saying. You know, there is always room for you at the top. The day you decide to go for it is the day you get closer to the room that is available to you at the top. Esther talked about she had to retrain herself for you to get to the room at the top. You cannot just think it. It doesn't happen by magic. You have to pay the price. You have to grow into the room at the top. So as we encourage women to rise, as we do this to encourage you wherever you're listening to us from, I'm encouraging you that it's time for you to grow into the opportunity that is there for you. It may push you out of your comfort zone. It may mean you need to unlearn and relearn some things. Like Esther, she didn't have mathematics, but you know, a good grade, but she went back. Sometimes we've got to put our ego down, go back to the basics. We've got to learn things, because if we can think about the top, we can achieve the top. There is room for us at the top, but we've got to pay some price to get to the top. This is amazing. Esther, today I know you as a qualified nurse. Your children are all grown in university working. So I want you to just share a summary really of how your experience has been from start to finish. Did you see yourself that you will get here when you started this journey?
Not exactly. But one thing I penned down is that for you to get to the top, sometimes you have to start from the bottom. Absolutely. You have to go down, humble yourself, retrain yourself like I did, and then you can start climbing gradually. So where I am today, I'm so happy. My children saw me hard working when I was studying. They were studying, supporting them, and they were challenged that, Mom, you can do this, continue, you know. So my children are my leaders, you know. They always tell me, say, Mommy, don't worry, you can do it. You can do it since you started, just keep going. And they were here, I did that, I did my BSc, I did my master's. They were encouraging me in doing what I love to do. And that is just caring for others. So it has not been easy, but like I said, grace is sufficient, and one changing one's mindset. If I didn't change my mindset, I would have settled for that low career that I started with as being a domestic. I still remember somebody who we started together on the same day we did training. That person is still doing domestic till today. And when she sees me, she doesn't feel comfortable. I said, well, I don't, it is your choice.
Yes, the power of choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
The power of choice.
I said, it is your choice not to empower yourself and move forward. I saw opportunity. You saw the opportunity, but you choose to stay in there. But I saw the opportunity, I capitalized on it, and I know I could better myself. And so that's what I did. What I always remember is setting a goal. So when you have a goal, your
Oh,
goal
wow.
will keep you focused.
Esther, you're giving us premium tips today. A lot of
Honestly,
tips. Well
you
done.
need
Yeah,
that goal.
goals. I like
When
that.
you focus on that goal, you will not mind the road, the pathway that will lead you to that place. The storms, it may not be smooth. The road may be rugged, but when you keep your eye on that prize, when you keep your eye and be focused on that prize, the end result you want to get, the things that happen on the way will just shaping you to make you get there. So don't lose focus of where you are going to. Don't despise little beginning, but just keep working on yourself. If it means retrain yourself. Just keep working on yourself. I know you are better than this. I always tell myself, no, I'm better than this. I'm not settling for less. I'm going up. I will go higher. I will go higher. I've got all it takes to go higher and also to make impact in my community. And that's what I just did.
Wow, amazing. Esther, I'm so glad I've had you with me on this podcast today. And wherever you are watching us from all around the world, I'm so sure you've been able to take one or two things. Maybe you in the Philippines, it might just be you need to focus. Maybe you in Zimbabwe, it might just be that you need to have the right mindset. Maybe you, on the other hand, may need to unlearn certain things and relearn. So there are so many things we have heard from Esther's story today. Esther is going to give us one word before we leave and before we wrap the day. But remember, this is a podcast where women, Christian women, you come, we listen and we learn, we get inspired, but we take our inspiration to another level, to action. We've got to do something today about what we've heard. Remember, we're here to turn on the light for you so you can begin to walk in clarity. Okay, Esther, give us one statement, one word that we can leave our viewers with today. I know you've given us some premium stuff, but we don't want to go. We want to have that one last icing on the cake, if you like, for every one of our viewers. Thank you. Esther, over to you.
Yes, I will give that final words in this, that whatever you do today will shape your tomorrow.
Ooh, wow.
Don't settle for less.
I love that.
Know whom you are. Go for the top.
Okay,
Don't
Esther,
be
we
an
need to
average.
bring you for another session because you're giving us super premium. Oh, say that first line again. Let's hear it. Hey, listen.
Whatever you do today will shape your future.
Your tomorrow.
So much
I think we need to bring Esther back on the show so she can give us some more tips. But what are you doing today? Remember, in Lightbulb Consult, we're turning on the light for you. What are you doing today? It is shaping your tomorrow. If what you're doing today is not shaping your tomorrow in the way you want it to be, then change what you are doing today. Thank you for being our guest, Esther. Thank you for sharing with us your story and also inspiring all our viewers on how to rise, not to settle, fix the eyes on the prize and be focused on the journey. To all our viewers, thank you for spending your time with us today. Until we see you next week, it is Issy from Lightbulb Consult. Thank you, Esther, for being our guest today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.